The do's and don'ts of Canadian study permit. Today's video update will discuss what all international students should know about the Canadian study permit. There are multiple options open for you as a student visa holder. Still, it is essential to be thoroughly familiar with Canadian study permit rules so that you're aware of your rights as an international student. Your study permit is an essential document that authorizes you to live, travel, and work in Canada throughout your years of study. It is related to your designated learning institution to assure that you honor the enrollment terms of your university and your status as an international student in the true north. Because of this, several restrictions apply to study permit holders, including work hours and university transfers. Following are some essential Canadian study permit rules to be aware of as an international student. Canadian study permit rules. Things you can do with a study visa. Work on and off campus. Under Canadian study permit regulations, you can only work on campus without a work permit if you are documented as a full-time student at a designated learning institution, DLI. You must have a social insurance number, a 9-digit number given by the Canadian government, to qualify you for employment. All the buildings within the campus you are registered for are defined as on-campus. You can work at other locations if your employment is connected to a research grant or working as a teaching or research assistant. For off-campus work, similar requirements apply except that you must be studying in a program that guides you to a diploma, degree, or certificate for at least 6 months. You can only work off-campus as a part-time student in your final semester, where you do not require a full course load to complete your studies. You would need to be a full-time student up until that point. You cannot work more than 20 hours a week during the academic term. It applies to both on- and off-campus work. Your working hours are capped at 20 hours weekly to ensure that you have plenty of time to commit your energy to your studies. Taking a full course load and working part-time isn't appropriate, as the stress can be too much to bear. However, you might work full-time without a work permit during the summer, as long as you keep your student status at your DLI. You can get a provincial identification card. There is no need to have your passport around all the time. Like the ones issued in Ontario and Alberta, the provincial card is a government-issued identification that can be used in place of a passport for non-immigration purposes. You can travel within the country and enter areas that require IDs. As long as you can verify that you're a permitted citizen of Canada for more than 90 days, applying for the card is quite simple. You can visit the International Student Centre on campus, or your respective area, on steps to apply for the provincial identification card. You cannot switch to another university without authorization. Changing universities can be complicated, since the DLI is tied to your study permit. To prepare for a university transfer, you must first maintain your student status in Canada. You must then reach the Canadian Immigration and Citizenship directly for the following. You're switching universities as a post-secondary student changing schools. Include a co-op work permit and have switched to a co-op program in another university, or require to make changes to your study permit conditions. Your old university will unregister you as a student if you fail to inform the CIC, leading you to lose your study permit and eligibility to remain in the country. You can file for tax returns. Since most international students in Canada are considered citizens for income tax purposes, you're qualified for annual tax claims. Filing for taxes can be viewed as a lot of work. Still, international student centers on campus frequently have guides and services to help you with the procedure. The deadline to file income tax returns is on April 30th each year, and if you're filing your taxes for the first time, you will require several documents to support your tax claims. Alternatively, you can still hire an accountant to do the paperwork on your behalf. We have reached the end of today's video update. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button if you found this update helpful. Thanks for watching.